Yes, I know that there are a lot of business owners. They are actually busy since morning to night. But end of the day, when they look at their business, they're not seeing a growth in the business, or they're not seeing like, okay, something important happened today. They don't see it, and because of which they actually get into a style of frustrated, leader. So it is happening because there is no clarity, or everything feels urgent in business. Nothing is important. Everything is urgent mode. And business is actually depending on you for every decision. People are waiting for your yes or your no. They basically wait for your, reply. And most of the approvals, or I would say maybe 9 out of 10 approvals are depend on you. You have to approve it. And your feels like, your business is actually not having any predictability. It's like accidentally happening some wins. That's sort of a business you are running. So this is not a time problem, end of the day. This is a clarity problem. This is a focus problem. Okay. So hard work is not going to help you. Yeah. But you basically need a systemic kind of an approach, right? So you may doing a work. You don't even give a proper time to your family, even for your health. That kind of a busy person you are. But end of the day, your business is not moving. So there are a lot of people I have seen in my experience, while working with business owners. One of the major reason why they approach me or any kind of a coach or a strategic person or a mentor is that things are not moving as I put the effort. I actually work this much, but the result or the growth happens in my business is this much. This is what happening in their life and business. Yeah. So, successful owners, yeah, I particularly work with service business owners mostly, but in general, I would say the business owners, they don't try to do more. I mean, they are not supposed to actually do more things. Rather, they actually have to look for the right things, what they have to do on a daily basis. Okay. So, protecting your growth actions per day. What is that something is actually protecting your, stopping you to do the growth actions per day. This is what you have to look at in the business. So if your days are full of, full of like actions, but end of the day, if you're not seeing that growth or an emptiness you're feeling, then time, it's a time to redesign your work. It's a time to stop your hard work, I would say. Yeah. It's not about your hard work. It's all about your, you know, designing what you're supposed to do in a business as a business owner, as a business leader. So let me give you a couple of practical ways in this video to do. Yeah. I will give you maybe 3 to 5 ideas, whichever comes in my mind. So first of all, you have to lock the time for the money moving task. Yeah. There are two kind of activities you can do on a daily basis. One can be the money moving activities where the money can actually attract because of this activity. And the other activity is like, you're part of operations. Yeah. It's not attracting a new money to the business. It's actually in a serving a kind of an operational person. Yeah. So you're not supposed to be a highly operational person. I wouldn't say that you have to be 100% out of your operations if you're a business owner in an SME sector. Obviously, in an SME sector, it requires a little bit of attention on the operational side. I don't deny that. But, but at the same time, you should be having a money moving activity list on a daily basis. So before the day starts, decide what is that one action that directly impacting my revenue. Example, maybe you have to do a follow up on a high ticket, potential client. Yeah. Or you have to do a proposal review, which your sales team or you yourself is going to submit or present in front of the client. So that proposal is a kind of a big amount proposal. Yeah. So maybe that is what you have to spend your time to review it. And, maybe you have to call a key client who is giving you a lot of income on a monthly basis. So maybe that is what you have to do. Anything which is money related, the big money related stuff, that is something you have to do on a daily basis. Yeah. So finish this before handling your daily team issues. Finish this before you handle your daily operational. issues. Yeah. Because when you come to office, you can see a lot of issues could be there. No? Yeah, could be. But make sure that you are going to focus on that money action first. Yeah. This is how you have to design your day. This is number one tip. Number two, um, I know that people have that to-do list habit, right? You also having a kind of a making a to-do list on a daily basis. So instead of making that to-do list, create a list of done list. It is called done list. What I mean by done list, done list is nothing but a day end with maybe two things that actually moved your business, or three things actually moved your business. That is what the list I'm talking about. If nothing qualifies, next day's priority become obvious. Like in case if you feel like end of the day, okay, I've done this, and you ask those done list, whether it was a money activity, whether it was a growth activity, whether it was a scaling activity, a revenue activity. If it is not that, then next day you should prioritize it. See, whatever I did yesterday was not that, growth activity. So I should do something better than what I did yesterday. That kind of an approach you should be having in your business. So instead of going and making a to-do list, every evening make a done list and verify. You do a self-audit. Ask those lists whether it was a great revenue activity, it was a money-making activity or not. If it is not, next day, evening, you have to have that kind of a list in your done list. So prepare for that, think for that. Okay, this is my second tip. And third tip for you to actually get a lot of growth and the momentum in the business rather than just being a busy entrepreneur, fixed interruption windows. When I say this, being an owner, I also know that my team actually come to me and ask a couple of things. It was like a routine for me. Morning to evening, I was getting a lot of that sort of questions from my team, because I have a strategist with me. I have a marketing team with me. I have my all that workflow managing automation team with me. And so, a couple of individuals are there around me. So they might come and ask me on the WhatsApp or on direct, like, what, sir, what do we have to do? So to avoid these sort of interruptions throughout the day, you fix some windows and you communicate with your team that, see, morning this time I'll be there to answer your questions, and evening this time I'll be there to answer your questions. So let them know what time they have to actually ask you questions and interrupt, or to make you concerned about the daily operational issues. So make that windows and look at the WhatsApp groups or look at those team messages and everything on that windows. If at all anything comes urgently which they cannot wait for that particular window, then it's okay. That's quite normal, yeah. But have that system and communicate that with you. That's number 3 tip. And the fourth and final tip in this video is end every day with tomorrow's first action. And every day with tomorrow's first action. So when I say that, don't just leave your office, or don't just leave your, that director, the owner, founder seat without thinking, what should I do big tomorrow? Decide tomorrow morning, first business growth activity or task. What is that? Before you shut down today, decide that. So no decisions are fatigue. No mornings are wasting. That kind of an approach you should be having. All right. So please don't be a busy kind of a hardworking, or business owner. Rather, be a person who is actually focusing on the money moving task, so that you can take your business to the next level. And this needs not discipline, just a skill. Don't think that you need to be a disciplined person now onwards. Be a structured person who can actually follow what other steps I followed. All right. So I'm winding up this video, and thank you very much for watching this video until now. And if you are a business owner, especially you are into service, you can please connect me for any sort of, growth discussions. You can connect with my team, or you can probably, book the direct call, and myself or my team will connect you back to help you double your profits and grow and scale your business on a faster level. Thank you very much.